Welcome back, and you join us on a Tuesday, and there is a reason for that. Yesterday I completely forgot to bring my camera, and I tell you what, was there content. We had a right nightmare trying to get the sites done. It's our first week out this week in the tractor, and around 70% of our clubs are well looked after drainage wise, so we did manage to get on them and cut them. And we was on the last site and I lost a pin for the Trimax, which meant I could finish the site as it was one of the transit pins, but we couldn't carry on pushing yesterday. But luckily George Brown spoke to Trimax and we sent Ash up to get the transit pin, and this morning we fixed it all okay. So we're back on the road. Now this week Rob is on holiday and we've got Joe from Love Your Lawn giving us a hand, and hopefully he's experiencing the commercial work, but he's settled in really well and he's even donned the coffee machine and made it his own.
Morning.
So as I said, you are joining us on the Tuesday. I've already been to a school site this morning. We managed to get the field cut with the Trimax. Everything was all good. And the lads ran round doing all the strimming and mowing in the areas around the school that aren't accessible with the tractor. I'm on my second site of the day this morning. It's around 7:45. I've got the GPS fired up. Hopefully it'll be ready for when we get back in there and we need to make a start. So I'll make a start on the smallest area of this site, and it's normally the wettest, and luckily the ground's taken it really well, so hopefully the rest of the ground should be okay. So with that, I'm happy to proceed to the main area. Now I know this site really well, so I know where the areas that get the wettest are. I'm just gonna have to be mega careful and concentrate lots. Even though I've got out and walked it, a tractor's a different story. But believe it or not, the tractor is more fragile than the Hustler, and we had the Hustler on it last week with no problems. So we'll get on with it and just see what happens. And we are all sorted at this side of the site. If you've been watching us for a while, you'll know that this site that we are at, if you recognise it, there's a second side just over those trees. But this side is always the wettest side, and the tractor's coped really well. There is a bit of a mess off of the back of the pitches, as you can see there, but that's obviously because they haven't had extensive drainage works. Apologies for not filming a lot on that, but I was concentrating, and I'd rather make sure that the pitches are looking fantastic and not damaged. The lads are in the distance just doing the strimming and all of the ride-on work, and I'm now going to head over to the other side where hopefully we have more of the same. So now we're over at the other side of the site. It's looking phenomenal, and as you can see, the grass is mega long here. We've not managed to get on it since last season, not even with the Hustler on this side, but the Trimax is making a fantastic job of it. And now Ash can start getting all of the line marking sorted. It's looking good. This side took it really well, literally not a single mark on the ground. Ash is just running around now on our line marking trike to get all of the line marking done. I just want to say as well, the grass here was extremely long. I'm gonna guess at around like 60 to 80 mil. The Trimax is currently set at 35, and there's literally not any mess at all on the pitch, and it is cutting phenomenally. But anyway, so it just proves that the work that we did to the Trimax over the winter, new blades, new bearings, all of that good stuff, was definitely worth it. It's cutting like a new machine. Beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to jump in the tractor now and head to the next site. So as soon as I get over to the next site, I take a little walk and deem it mowable, and as soon as I fire up the tractor, I start with the boundary, just skipping any drains that the lads are going to have to do with the Hustler and the Wright. But once I've done the boundary, I do 2 laps on that, and then I can start off with my stripes, and this is another site that's starting to look phenomenal. The lads have now turned up so they can start all of the strimming and all of the ride-on areas, and whilst I have just about finished the field, I can jump into the van and try our new water portable procurement device, which is a water butt, fill them up and jump straight on the line marking to help the lads out get this site done ASAP. And there we have it, all the mowing and line marking is done. Ash and Joe are just still tidying up a few of the perimeter areas on the mower and the strimmer, but I'm going to have to head to the next site in the tractor. Now this is a small field we do for a parish council, and it's a monthly cut, which hasn't been done since October, so it's basically a cow field. But the Trimax is ripping through it, it's actually leaving it fairly well. I'm just changed my ground speed really slow. It is a little bit wet, so I'm having to be careful. But with the field now done with the Trimax, I need to get that cleaned up whilst the lads are strimming and mowing all of the smaller areas that the tractor cannot get to. And after this, we're going to try and squeeze a new school in. So this is one of our new school sites, and as the kids are still on the field, we're going to start off with the frontage, getting all of the mowing done. Ash is on the right, Joe is on the strimmer, and I am on the hustler. Managed to do the front of the school. It's all looking really good out there. Just waiting for a few kids to exit the field and then we can crack on with it. This is a new site, so I'm gonna have to plot the boundary on the GPS and set all my new AB lines. Whilst I'm doing this, Joe and Ash are gonna run around the middle of the school and do all of the grass in the communal areas and inside the school, and then they'll join me on the field, loop the areas that I can't get to and do all the strimming. Then got the line marking to do. It's getting on in the day, so I'm probably going to try and just get it done as quick as I can, but we will show you some videos of the site before we go, looking all nice and striped up. Let's get on with it. So I'm rattling through it with the Trimax and the tractor, and I am nearly done. As I was doing this, the lads were running around with the strimmers and the hustlers getting all of the smaller areas done, and then I jump on the line marking. Mashed it. It's looking fantastic. The boys have finished up in a school. Just get everything packed away now. It's looking really good. Let's get a quick interview with the man himself. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been a great day.
Yeah?
Yeah, we've cracked on, haven't we? Done well.
Joe said he feels like he's mowed half of Milton Keynes, but anyway. And I tell you what, for the record, probably the only man that on the first day has kept up with me and Ash. So we're gonna have to get him a little trophy. And Rob, if you're watching this, take some notes. It's currently Thursday. Yesterday, me and Ash were at a new tender interview. Gonna call it an interview because it was basically an all-day thing. We did get some grass cutting done after, just before it got dark, but it has not stopped raining since. Now, as you know, at the beginning of the week, we had the help from Joe from Love Your Lawn, so luckily we managed to get on top of most of our sites for the week before the rain came. We've still got odds and sods that we're going to do. So one of the clients that we was at yesterday is a residential, and one of his land drains is blocked, so we're going to head over there and try and unblock it so it doesn't flood his property for him today. But other than that, there's not a lot on. This is the raw reality of grounds maintenance in this weather. If you look at the calendar behind me, every single R is a rain day where we've had to be rained off this month. This has been the worst start to the season we've had since operation. But let's jump in the truck, get over to the first job and try and get some stuff done. So we're on site. One of the issues that this customer was having was the driveway was flooding. We've got this ditch here and this ditch here. They're connected by a pipe. Before filming this, me and Ash had already rodded the pipe from that one to the field, and that was free flowing. So we're now using a pump to empty that water into this one, and then worst case we can re-rod this and run the water back to where it needs to go in the ditch over that road. But hopefully it free drains, but we're just gonna have to keep rodding and testing and adjusting, make sure it's clear. But we've got a lot of stuff out of that pipe, so we'll let you know. So we've dredged it, cleared it and rodded it, and it seems to have done the job. It's now free flowing and free of water. Great success.
Great success.
Mega happy, that is absolutely gushing. We've built a little moat out of bricks just to slow the water down so the pipe doesn't get filled with stuff. Now, as you know, we're a grounds maintenance company and we always get asked about lots of random things. And we have been asked by a client if we want to take an old machine. So we're going to look at it now in the shed, and it's potentially going to be a barn find / refurbishment for the channel. But let's get the door open and find out. Okay, so we're at the end of our Thursday pretty much. At least we've managed to do some work. It not being amazing, obviously the land drain, but we've got it working and it's all good. So happy days. As you can see, we've got the Real Master back at the unit. We're going to be doing a standalone restoration video on that, so make sure you check it out. But hopefully one day that'll be one of our workhorses. You never know. Let's call it a day. Friday. Yet another rain day. This is quite possibly going to be the most boring behind the blade since its start. But we've been working on the barn find project and we're now over at George Brown's to collect some parts for that. And after this, we got a few quotes and meetings. But yeah, what do you reckon to the week?
Crap.
This weather. Okay, well, there we have it. We've done our 2 quotes out today and it's pretty much the end of Friday. We've done lots of bits and bobs on the barn find project, but other than that, there's not a lot more to do for the week. Fingers crossed the weather is good next week. We need to start hammering it and getting some grass cut, but here's what it is. We'll see you in the next one.